It's officially the holiday season, which means holiday events are upon us. So how do you get a fun holiday look without spending a fortune? That's what I'm going to share with you in today's video, and I'm going to take you step by step through the entire process, including which products I used. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody, I'm 55, and let's be midlife beauty besties. I'm here to share with you everything that you need to know about makeup trends, makeup products, makeup tips, applications, all of it between hair care, skincare, makeup for those of us in our midlife. That's what we're calling it these days. I mean, if we're this old, we've made it this far, we should be happy about it. Wrinkle lines, smile lines, all of it. We are here to embrace it together, and we're gonna start with this holiday glam look. There are so many fun things about makeup, but getting dazzled up or glammed up for holidays just has an extra specialness to it, right? Because you can get out of your comfort zone, do something that maybe you don't normally do, because everything goes during the holidays. I mean, there's never any rules anyway with makeup, but during the holidays, it's just like, it's a free-for-all. Do whatever you want, go as loud, as bold as you want, and that's what today's look is all about. I already have my sunscreen on, and then I put on my moisturizer, and today I am using the Niacindy Radiance Cream by Mimua. I talked about this one in one of my videos recently. I really love this. It sits nice under my makeup. I also wear it in the evening. This does have niacinamide, so if you cannot wear niacinamide, and niacinamide really helps with protecting your skin's barrier, but if your skin does not tolerate that, the CeraVe Night Cream, you guys know if you've watched my channel at all, this is a favorite as well. But we're gonna go in with the Niacindy because I want nice, hydrated, fresh, dewy skin to apply these products. And if I didn't mention, they are all affordable. And what I mean by that is you can get them at the drugstore. First thing I'm gonna use is my Ulta Beauty Complexion Crush. You guys know I'm a big fan of this. It does not take much. I wear shade medium neutral, and I think that's why I love this foundation so much, is because it's one of the few foundations that I've been able to find that is a true neutral, and it almost leans a little towards cool, but I love it because it doesn't turn warm on me. But it has really good coverage, as you will see. Let me know in the comments down below if you've picked this up. I know many of you have commented that you like it, but if I haven't heard from you and you're liking it, let me know. If you've tried it and you don't like it, let me know that as well, because I like to share feedback for everyone to help people make the right decision for what's best for them and their skin type. I probably just put what's left on that in my hair, but that's okay. That's just the way makeup during any time of the year goes. This Complexion Crush is a medium to full buildable coverage with a semi-matte finish, which is why I like it. Now, it does contain silica. You guys have heard me talk about silica and the drying effect silica can have on your skin because it helps control oil. But it doesn't mean you can't use products that have silica in it. It just means you want to start with a good hydrated base first, which we did. And you want to give that hydration about 5 minutes to absorb into your skin before you go in with your foundation, or what's often referred to as your base. I've been trying so many new products lately, you guys. I think with the holidays coming, brands are sending me products that I've never heard of before, and so I'm trying them. And as I try them and like them, I will share them with you guys. I'm super grateful that I'm starting to get on PR lists, because some of these are brands I'd never heard of and I wouldn't know to even buy them, to try them, to let you guys know about them. So yeah, I'm excited to keep trying them, and you know, they have to go through a little bit of a rigorous testing process before I just nilly-willy throw them on here and go, oh, this is great, try it. Here's my code and my link down below. It's just not my style. And as I say that, I will say all these products will be linked below, but it's no good to do a tutorial if I don't share with you what I'm using. Next is the Maybelline Lifter Stick. I have it in shade 35. We are going to contour. Now, my contour isn't that exact as I've gotten older, because I am really just trying to pull my hairline a little bit more forward, because it has receded as I have gotten older. So I just want to give a little bit of shadow to my forehead so that it doesn't look as that my hairline has receded. That is the whole purpose for me. If you don't find that your hairline looks like it's gone back a little bit, then you may not need this step. The other place I like to contour is just a little bit under my cheekbones, and for that I like a little bit more precision. So I'm gonna go in with that product on an angled brush. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy A507. And I find this technique is much more flattering on more mature skin, more forgiving, less harsh because it almost diffuses the product, before you put it on your skin, so it doesn't leave any harsh streaking. You're not left with a bunch of product that you have to blend out, because then you're moving that foundation that you just put underneath, and that's what leaves you with that blotchy look or that patchy look. Because in some places that brush may have picked up that foundation with your contour, and in some places it doesn't, so it just leaves you with a little bit more blotchy. I prefer the method of putting my products on my brush instead of just directly on my face, unless it's something on my forehead where it doesn't have to be precise and I can blend it out and it's not a big deal. If you don't have cheekbones and you want to create some, find where your cheekbone is, roll your finger just underneath it, and that's where you want to place that contour. That will give you a lifted cheekbone look. If you're like me and your cheekbones are more pronounced and you want to soften that edge, then you'll take that contour brush right on the round part of the cheekbone in the back, and that gives a little bit of a softness, leaving just this part in the front to give you that nice lifted cheekbone look without having it look so protruded as you go back around to the sides of your face. And then take what's left and give yourself a really nice jawline. This brush works great for all of that contour that I just shared with you. If you like more precision, especially going around your jawline, which that is just such a cool look as we get older, to be able to carve out this circle, then the Nikki LaRose N18 is perfect for that because of how thin that is. It goes right in that curvature and allows you to contour just underneath your chin. Now we're gonna move to our eyes, leaving this area without any product, so that once we finish our eyeshadow, we can clean up this area with our concealer and then put our blush over it, and we are locked in, ready to go. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is put on some eyebrows, or yeah, mine needs some help. And I am going to, oh no, the lid wasn't on my Fake Brow by L'Oreal. Yeah, well, that's no good. This Fake Brow by L'Oreal, I just bent the heck out of these now because I just pressed on them. This is such a good product. This is such a good product. You create individual brow hairs, but you have to leave the lid on all the way. And it almost has like a trigger action. So it comes off really easy, and mine was not. Mine was not on all the way. Okay, see what I mean? All right, let's go to Plan B, and that will be the Maybelline Express Brow. You guys have seen me use this one before. I have it in shade 255. It's a little tiny brush. It looks like a very small mascara brush, which I love about it because it allows you to really do a nice job on your brows. It lasts all day or all night, depending on what you're doing. All right, so now that my brows are combed, I'm going to go in with my Express Brow, and create a really nice soft brow, because the key to this look is the eyeshadow, not the brows. So we want the brows present and accounted for, but we don't want them to be stealing the show. And sometimes my brows can do that. Not on purpose, I just get a little heavy-handed, but not today, Jody, not today. We're just gonna go one really light coat, comb them. I like them a little bit spiky because I like a little extra lift or volume to the brows, because I just have stronger features. So I have to, otherwise the brows don't really show up. But if your features are a little smaller and softer, then do your brows accordingly, unless you want more of a brow look. And sometimes you do. That's what's cool about makeup. Sometimes you can have your overall look be more about the brows and downplay everything else, or all about the lips. It's just so fun to play with. Okay, to start on our eyelids, I'm gonna start with the Morphe Solo Artist, and this is in the shade Airplay. It's a very light shade. I'm just taking a flat synthetic brush, making sure there's no extra product. And I want to go into, see how bright that is? You don't need much. I'm going to put the majority of the product right in the center of my eyes. What do you think? Is that a good look? This look might have been more appropriate a few months ago during Halloween. Don't be afraid that you get too much. You can always blend this out. I'm just gonna take that over my entire lid, corner to corner, right on the lashes, and up into that crease on both sides. Now, if you got too much product, and I may have here, we'll see, I'll wipe it with my fingers. You want to take the edge of your brush and go into that inner corner and just carve it so that you've got a nice curve to your eye makeup look. You don't want this to get really messy up in the corner of your eye. You really want to have that be a nice, just think of like a rainbow effect. See how nice and clean that looks? that's what you're going for. You don't want this where you've got it past the crease. That you definitely want to clean that up before you go on to step 2. Before I clean it up, I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and diffuse that lighter color so that it looks almost cloudish. That's not to be confused with clownish, which can happen if you get too carried away. See how that lighter shade leaves a nice bright effect to the eyes, and it will allow us to give some dimension to our eyeshadow look once we start applying different shades. And I'm going to clean up this one inner corner just to show you how. I don't really need to because I blended it out, but you can just take some makeup remover, some micellar water on a small brush with an edge and just carve it. Next, I'm going to grab the Love Bites eyeshadow palette by Morphe. I'm going to start with a small fluffy brush. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy A504. And I'm going to go into this brighter pink shade. This is a matte and this is a matte. These two are shimmers, and then these are more of that glass shade. We'll use a little bit of those in a second. But I'm going to start with this pink, which will also tie in nicely to the lip color and blush color that we're going to wear. This is very pigmented, so you want to tap off quite a bit of product. And you see that I'm holding the brush way back here because this allows for a lighter hand, both when you're picking up the product as well as when you're applying it to your eye. If this is really fine detailed work, I would want to hold the brush real close right here so that I have more control. But because this is a light, fluffy look that I want, really diffused, I'm going to hold the brush back here where it's a lighter hand for both the product and the application. I'm going to start in this outer corner where my crease is and just ever so slightly come up outside of the crease, so above the crease, out to the eyebrow, and then about the halfway mark. Then I'm going to softly bring that product right on the lash line, also to about that halfway mark. So you should have something that looks like that before we start to blend and diffuse. Now as I'm blending that up, you'll notice I'm pulling that color up away from my lower lashes towards the eyebrow, but not taking the product all the way to the brow. You always want to leave a little bit of skin right through here. Otherwise it looks a little bit over, I think it looks a little bit too done. This leaves a nice soft shadow but glam look to the eyes. So you should have something that looks like that. If you have blue eyes, hazel eyes, or green eyes, this deep mauve is really, really flattering. It makes the green in your eyes really stand out and pop. If you have brown eyes, this is also a really pretty color. It's a nice contrast with a soft, diffused look to your eyes. So before we go on to step 2, you want to look similar to this. You'll notice that color isn't below the corner of my eye. It's lifted and headed towards my eyebrow. You'll also see that there's skin left to my eyebrow. I haven't gone all the way there. And you've created a nice soft diffused crease without bringing that crease too much farther than about the halfway mark of your eye. Next, I'm going to grab a small smudge brush. This is a brush where the bristles are really small and tightly put together, more dense. That gives you a nice smudge. Now, because we're going in with a darker color now, I also want to hold back here to give a lightness to the hand because we're going into this really dark color to give some dimension. Tap off any excess. Then I'm going to place the tip of that brush at the outer edge of my lash line and just pull it up and away. And what this does is give dimension to your eyelashes so that it looks like your lashes are thicker and fuller than perhaps they are, and gives a lift to the outer corner of your eye. Now I'm not taking that dark color up into the crease at all. I'm really leaving it right on that lash line and pulling it out ever so lightly. Here comes the blending part. I'm gonna grab a large fluffy brush. This is the A503. I'm gonna start on that outer corner, holding the brush towards the back and just a soft approach, lightly blending and diffusing those two colors. I'm not trying to blend that dark brown onto the pink or the mauve. I'm really just trying to blend it so that you can't see where one color starts and the other shade stops. What I love about this look, you guys, is you can change it up just by changing the eyeshadow shades. Keep the technique and the placement of the products the same. Just play around with either the shades that you already have, shades that incorporate your outfit, or any new shades that maybe you're getting under the Christmas tree. Next, look for a small flat brush. This is the Nikki the Rose N24. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes because of how small it is, and because as you get towards the top, the bristles are tapered. Really nice for carving different lines. I also use this as an eyeliner brush. This is a very versatile brush. We are going to apply some shimmer, so I'm going to take a little bit of setting spray. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip setting spray. I'm gonna get my brush a little wet. This step is key for those of us that have wrinkles on our eyelids and we want to use a shimmer for a special occasion, and we don't want that shimmer to end up all over down underneath our eyes. With that setting spray on both sides, I'm going to go into this lighter, almost a champagne color here on both sides. Now I don't want this to clump, so I'm going to tap it off on the back of my hand, and then we're just going to lightly stay underneath the crease and tap it. We're not blending, we're not pulling, we're not tugging, we're tapping. And you want it to go to the center into those other shades that we have, but not overlap too much. But you definitely don't want a gap between the two. You just want to softly blend it into that darker shade. I'm filming this video the day after Thanksgiving here in the US, so it is officially Black Friday. So let me know if you guys are out. Did you go out Black Friday to do some shopping? Did you do most of it online on Cyber Monday? How are you shopping these days? I think I'm doing a little bit of both. I obviously was not out Black Friday because I was filming this video. Next, I'm gonna go in with NYX Burnt Sienna. This is an eyeliner pencil. And I'm gonna go just real lightly underneath my lashes, right at the lash line, and stopping where my natural lashes stop. And then flick it just a little bit so that it touches that darker shadow that we put on the upper eyelids. And using this formula or any waterproof formula, I'm going to tight line my upper lid right where my lashes start and stop. Now I'm going to go back to that smudging brush where we put that dark brown in the corners. Make sure that it is clean from any product. And I'm just going to smudge out that lower lash line so that it looks less harsh and less of a line. You want it to look more of a shadow versus you just picked up your Crayola crayons and left a big old marker streak. Also guilty. Now I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Firework Mascara in black. Give my lashes a lift. I love this mascara for those of us with more mature lashes that are looking to add length to our lashes, some volume to the lashes. If you don't like a tubing mascara, this is a fantastic mascara because it does not smudge, it doesn't flake. It's really a bold black pigment. Just stunning. I absolutely love that mascara. So now that we have our mascara on, I'm gonna go back into our palette and I'm gonna go to this shade right here. These give a little bit of a wet look. So I'm just gonna go right on the tip of my finger. We're just gonna put that right in the center because I wanna give a little bit of brightness right to the center. When you really aggressively do this, it's a halo look. I'm not trying to give a halo look because this is a darker shade. I'm just wanting to give a little bit of depth and dimension to the eye. It just sort of gives it a little bit of a smoked out look when you go with a little darker shade like this. I mean, you can see how dark that is. That's why I'm doing it on my finger because I don't want too much. It just gives that pretty sultry, I'm like a professional makeup artist, but I'm not. Look to your makeup, you know what I mean? Right, so now we're gonna do some cleanup. I'm going in with this dual tier concealer. I like it because one end is a lipstick. It's not lipstick, but it's shaped like a lipstick. I'm just gonna clean that up so it looks like we're really amazing artists. Blend that out. And And I'll take that other end, which is your traditional concealer. Put this on the back of my hand because I don't want too much. Grab that concealer brush. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy A506. It's a smaller version, you guys, of her concealer brush. I like the smaller one because I just feel like the older I get and the more tired my eyes seem to be, the closer to the mirror I need to be. And the longer handles are just a little bit more difficult to work with because I feel like I'm hitting the mirror with the back of the brush. So the travel size are perfect for my less, well, nothing's as perky as it used to be, but my eyes are definitely less perky too. And I'm just gonna go in and tap that concealer in the dark hollows where I need it. If you need a color corrector, this is where you would want to apply that first. I just need to clean up some of my purpleness, but it doesn't require a color corrector. And this Tear concealer is buildable. I never like to build concealers, even if the formula is buildable, because I just feel like it can get a little cakey. And if you find that that under eye area is more dry, make sure that you're hydrating that area while you're doing the rest of your makeup so that when you get to this step, you are applying product on nicely hydrated under eye areas. Now I'm gonna go back in with that same smudge brush, make sure it's clean, and I'm gonna go into this pink shade, which was the very first shade that we used. Tap off any excess, and I'm just gonna lightly go over that darker shade because I wanna lighten it a little bit and give a little more depth to it. I also wanna tie the lower lash line with the upper eyelid, and adding a little bit of that same color, your brighter color, that you used on the upper lid down below helps give a cohesive look to your makeup. All right, super pretty so far, right? We definitely need to add some blush and some lips, and then we are ready to go. For blush today, I'm gonna use this Persona Dream Stick. This was sent to me in PR by Persona Cosmetics. The founder of Persona is a professional makeup artist by the name of Sona Gasparian, which I think is so cool. Her name is Sona and the name of the company is Persona Cosmetics. Super cool. This is in the shade Caramel. It comes in 5 shades and it has green tea extract and white tea extract. Persona Cosmetics are cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free, and it says that it is textured skin friendly. So now that I have the blush on, I wanna go in and blend it. I'm going to take the Angie Hot and Flashy A507 and just lightly diffuse it. Oh, that blends out really nice. Oh, look how pretty that is. And again, this is in the shade Caramel, which is a cool rosy mauve. I love that. That blended out so nice. So the shade we love, the blendability also love. Packaging, super cute. So thank you to Persona for sending me that. They also sent me, I haven't opened these yet. This is a eyeliner, a tubing mascara. Oh, I'll have to give that a try. You know I'm a bit of a tubing mascara snob. And a lip liner. So I will use these and share them with you guys as well. My hair's getting a little crazy. If you're looking for a quick holiday stocking stuffer, you guys, these hair clips are fantastic. All right, Maybelline Lifter Liner. This is in the shade Line Leader. That is a mouthful. Lifter Liner, shade Line Leader. These were formulated with those of us with more mature skin in mind because they have hyaluronic acid to help our lips stay hydrated. I'm leaving the outer corner of my lips not lined. That helps the outer corners of your lips from looking as though they're turning down, which does happen as we get older. If you don't line them, it gives a little bit more of a straight horizontal line to your lips. And then I'm just gonna fill it in. And it's the holidays, so of course we had to overline the lips a little bit. Now I'm going in with L'Oreal's Fairest Nude. I'm liking the look so far, but I feel like we need a little bit more blush because that is a really pretty color. So I'm gonna show you how I would normally do it if I was being more precise. I just put a little bit on the brush. See how this gives a more diffused look? You can do it either way. I just find that if I'm really trying to take my time and have a more glamorous look, I will apply it to the back of the brush and then put it on my face. But for an everyday, like if you're in a hurry, you can easily just go how I did, just stripe and blend. And you saw how easy it blended out when I did it that way. So you don't have to do it the way I just did on the back of the brush. But if you're really taking your time to do a really pretty holiday look, why not enjoy the process? Put me on your phone in front of you while you're doing your makeup or your favorite holiday movie and just enjoy some quiet alone time while you get ready for your special event. And to keep this look all night long, I'm gonna go in with my setting spray. Again, this is the Power Grip by e.l.f. You wanna shake this before you use it because it does have an oil and water that starts to separate, so be sure to shake it. And then apply in an X and a T and you are set. One of the reasons I like this setting spray so much, not only does it have the oil in it so it adds extra hydration, but the mist is so fine. Have you ever used a setting spray where you use it and it feels like you have droplets of moisture on your face, like someone just kind of like sprinkled water on you? You spend that time to get a really nice makeup look, and then you put a setting spray on and the mist is so chunky that you're like, what the heck happened to my makeup? Well, there's a simple holiday glam look for you to try. Use products that you already have. Now, a little tip before you get started, pull out the eyeshadow that you want to wear, the eye look that you want to start with, and then pull out the blush and the lipstick that you're thinking about wearing with it. Make sure that the tones are really similar. And as a final step, take that makeup next to the top or blouse that you're going to be wearing to ensure that the color story all works coordinated and cohesively together. And remember what I said at the beginning of this video, one of the greatest things about holiday season and makeup is you can get really creative, step outside of your comfort zone, go light if you normally go dark, go colorful if you normally go neutrals. Just play with it, have fun, because you are going to look beautiful no matter what you do. And if you want to know about one of my favorite makeup hacks of the year, check out this video. I'll see you guys in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.